You're listening to Cinematic Adventures, proud member of the Misfit Faction Media Network.
It's that time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows there's not a better time of year. Hear that sleigh.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cinematic Adventures. If you're listening to us on the go, you can catch us on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and pretty much anywhere else we have podcasts. Paul actually has added us to a couple of new platforms as well. Paul, do you know which ones those are? 'Cause I don't.
I totally do, and I'm not on the spot at all. And
I apologize. I thought you knew. I wasn't trying to put you on the spot.
I'm definitely not.
I would never do that to you.
Yes, we are on Player FM, Listen Notes, Samsung Podcasts, and Podchaser.
All right. So for any of you out there that has those as well, you can catch us on those as well. So glad to be back. It feels like it's been a while, but it really hasn't. But
It's been a week.
It's been a week, but it's a slow week, and we're gonna head back. It's Christmas time. You know that, Paul?
It's
It's Christmas time.
Definitely the holiday season. I'm psyched.
So this is now our third holiday season with Cinematic Adventures, and you're probably asking yourself, what movie could they possibly talk about now?
But they did Transformers last week. Shut up.
That's true.
Shut up.
That's true. Transformers is a Christmas movie at heart. I don't know what you're talking about.
It snowed in one of them.
Now, we are talking about the 1989 classic comedy classic, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I don't remember the opening song. Yeah.
It's not the same as the first one, yes, no. But yeah, Christmas Vacation was released in 1989. It was the third installment in the Vacation film series. So number 1 was Vacation, number 2 was European Vacation, then you had this, and then you had Vegas Vacation. So today we are going to discuss the Christmas one, and that is Christmas Vacation, starring Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo.
Oh, not Beverly Mitchell.
Not Beverly Mitchell.
Not Beverly Mitchell.
Why do you think of Beverly Mitchell? Just that's what came to you?
Well, I only know so many celebrities named Beverly.
Oh, that's true. Beverly's an interesting name. You don't hear it much.
You do
often.
not hear. That is not a common name anymore.
That's probably like a 50s.
And I've never met anybody named Chevy.
No.
Never met a single Chevy.
You lived in D.C. back in the day. And didn't you live like right near Chevy Chase?
Probably.
Not like the actor, but like there was an actual town called Chevy Chase.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that? No, there is a town called Chevy Chase.
I don't think I was that close to
in
it.
DC.
Yeah.
And I never understood, like, was he named after that? Was the town named after him? I have no idea.
I took
Probably
the Chevy
not.
to the levee, but the levee was dry, so...
Wow.
Yeah.
You are good, sir. I like you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
You're well done.
Thank you.
So, Paul, is Christmas Vacation one of those go-to movies for you during the holidays?
I definitely enjoy it. It is definitely one of those movies that I can always put on and just always... well, first of all, it is always on.
Well, that's true. It's
we're
like
now,
A Christmas Story. It's like Elf now. Well, Elf is more like It now, but it's one of those movies where I feel like every other day it's on, TBS or TNT or one of those networks.
Yeah, like you can't turn it on. And also, I would say that just the cover alone of him dressed as Santa getting electrocuted is still super iconic. I remember seeing it as a kid.
Yeah,
like in the video store.
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Let's all take a second and really think about that first.
Just cry for what we miss.
Yeah. It's funny. I was watching, here's another throwback. I was watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer today before you got here.
The movie or the show?
The show.
Okay.
And there was an episode where Seth Green walks in and he's like, Willow, I got videos. And I'm like, oh. And he's got the boxes with the rental videos. I was like, oh, this hits me in all my feels.
It does.
I need to lay down. But yeah, I will. If this movie's on during the holiday season, I always put it on. What about you?
Not in the last. I have not watched it yet this year. I do want to watch it at some point though. But I remember it's one of those movies where I don't think I watch it from beginning to end. I catch different scenes at different times. Mm-hmm. So it's like one day I'll turn it on. It's on TV and it's the Merry Christmas, the shitter's full scene, and which has now become like, it's on every shirt, that you could think of, or anytime at Christmas, one of the ugly sweaters has that line on it, or the sledding scene, which is, I think, hysterical.
Oh, it's still funny.
Even the opening scene, I'll watch if it's coming on right away, I'll sit through the opening scene and then, change the channel for a little bit, but it's it's not something that I sit down and be like, I have to watch this from beginning to end right now.
Do you think that this movie is better for us now that we are adults?
I don't yet own a house, so I don't know what I will be like when I have to decorate a house for the first time. Am I going to be? I know I'm not going to be this crazy, but I want to be, festive. You want to have lights on your house. You want to have like Christmas decorations in your yard. But this is just.
I want to have enough money to hire somebody to do that. That's my life goal.
See, I don't mind doing it. I wouldn't mind doing it. If
I'll
not
hire
to that extent.
I'll hire you. Don't worry.
Okay. How much you paying?
Do you want to do a podcast for free?
No.
But yeah.
You suckered me in that once before.
But like, it's funny because I watched this movie as a kid, maybe like teenage age when I first saw it. Because this is one of those also weird movies that nowadays would be a PG-13 movie. I think at the time, was it PG? Or
No, it's PG-13.
It is PG-13?
I believe.
But
because the first one was R. I mean, if you watch the
that's
first one, I
right.
mean, mostly for language, there's a little nudity, but it's not like, oh my god. But it was for 1983, I think when the first one came out. It was a solid R movie.
But I remember seeing it, as a teenager first, and then as an adult. And it's funny watching it as an adult now because you watch all the things that go wrong.
Oh yeah.
And just I said to my wife and I, our first year that we got engaged, everybody wanted us for the holidays, and we hadn't yet established kind of what we wanted to do, what our plans were going to be. We did Christmas Eve with my mom and stepdad and that side of the family. Then we did Christmas morning with her family, including the kids. And kids on Christmas is just an experience in itself. Then we went to my dad's for the rest of Christmas. When I tell you we were tired for the rest of the week,
I believe it.
I can't even imagine. Same thing for Thanksgiving. Everybody wanted to see us. So we did like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday of Thanksgiving that first year. And I said to Melanie, I was like, under no circumstances will we ever host or accommodate all those people.
Not all those people now.
It was wild, the idea. How many rooms were in that house?
Oh, in the Griswold house?
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, well, okay. So obviously you have the Griswold family, which is 4 people, and then you have basically the parents of each, Clark and
So right now we just doubled. We doubled the people in this house. Then
cousin Eddie and his family come, but they sleep in the. Well, actually, no.
kids,
the kids end up sleeping in the house, and the 2 others, and then you got the 2 older relatives that show up near the end,
who sings the Star Spangled Banner and puts her cat in the... Yeah,
she died 30 years ago.
Oh my god, this movie is very quotable. Very quotable. But I'm not gonna lie, I always forget the middle of it because it's like you. I've seen a lot of bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, it's again, it's not. To me, this movie is made up of just very good scenes, and there's some parts where it just kind of drowns out a little, but then there are, then it picks back up a little with some, great moments.
I mean, because it's a very simple premise too.
Okay.
It literally is it's basically a week-long movie.
Yeah,
at least
much, because the parents show up at because they have that
Why are
calendar
they there so early?
The calendar, they show the calendar at the beginning of the movie, and it's like December 5th. And the parents are there. And I'm like, why would you invite them for 3 weeks?
Oh my god, I
mean, a week is too much.
A week is so much. A week is so much for your parents and your in-laws.
Oh,
and for me,
obviously don't like each other.
Yeah. Well, that's just a whole competition type thing. But I'm very lucky. My in-laws and my parents and family have not been in the same room with the exception of like 3 times. It's weird. We all live 20 minutes within each other. But
it's a plan.
It's all part of the plan. But I can't imagine nowadays, I have a blended family where I have, parents that got divorced and remarried and this and that. I would need to have won that $1 billion Powerball just to accommodate for one holiday.
Yeah.
It is wild. And that's again another point that as an adult you appreciate this movie so much more.
Yeah, no, I agree. But it's also, if you've watched all 4 vacation movies, he's so dedicated. He's so dedicated to giving his family the best
of everything.
The trip, whatever trip they're going on in each movie.
You noticing all this play?
He wants the best Christmas possible, but by doing that, he's making his kids miserable because they don't want to be around their grandparents for that long. They're sharing a room together. They're just the son is helping them put all the lights up on the house. They're out there for hours.
Which is funny because in the vacation movie, which we'll talk about very briefly at the end, the whole premise is based on Rusty, played by Ed Helms now, saying those were some of my happiest moments, and I want to get that magic and bring. Like, wait, no, Rusty.
Well, see, that's the fun thing. Is like, what happens to you when you become an adult? Do you look back on it and you're going like, wow, that really was a good time, or you're now trying to please your kids and you're just giving them BS, and you're like, oh, this was a great time in my life. Let's do it for you. Mm-hmm. So
I don't know. It's so funny. You look back on your childhood, like it's like in Avengers Endgame, Tony Stark. He says to his dad, he's like, I just remember the good times, even though he like the first 7 movies were all about how much he hated his dad.
oh yeah,
So it's
because
wild.
he's now a dad himself.
It changes perspectives, and I'm curious how this movie's gonna look when, obviously I am married. For those of you guys who don't know, sorry everyone,
And?
but we don't have kids yet, so I'm curious to see.
I was waiting for you to announce something right there.
No. We got a cat, but like at some point, my perspective will change yet again. So I'm excited to see that kind of.
Don't worry, folks. He still will not listen to a Christmas song before Thanksgiving.
You don't listen to Christmas songs before Thanksgiving. Why would you do this to me?
Because you know your kid's gonna do it at some point.
No, our kids are gonna learn right
Sure.
from both my tastes and my wife's taste, because we both agree. Christmas starts when Santa comes down for the Macy's Day Parade.
So your kid's 5 years old, coming home from school. It's the Monday before Thanksgiving. Walks in the door. He or she just starts singing. Santa Claus is coming to town. What, you guys gonna punish him?
I'm gonna say not yet, bitch.
Sure.
Yeah. There's gonna be a serious conversation about the ramifications of bringing Christmas joy in when it's still technically autumn. Yeah. Kid's gonna learn today. All right, get my belt.
Whoa. Bing Crosby there, buddy. Jeez.
A Bing Crosby Christmas. Ow. Wow, this got dark.
So bad.
I know.
All
But
right.
let's talk about. So basically, the plot though is Clark Griswold's hosting the holidays, but he's also waiting for his yearly bonus.
His Christmas yearly bonus, yes.
Now,
'Cause he wants to build a pool. In
Did
his
they
backyard.
establish that he got this like the previous year? Like, is this something that he's gotten before? They never really talked
They
about.
only talk about his job. They mention what he does in the first movie, and they never bother with it in the second movie. This is the only movie where you actually see him in his work environment. And then in the next movie, he says he got a bonus, and that's how they're able to go to Vegas.
Gotcha. So do you want to go through the cast?
Sure.
All right.
So we got Chevy Chase, obviously, returning for this third movie as Clark W. Griswold. Beverly D'Angelo returning as well as Ellen Griswold.
They have such a.
They are perfect for each, like not just the characters, but I'm talking about the two actors.
Oh, they have great chemistry.
They work perfect off each other.
Great timing, great chemistry, and also
She still calls him Sparky if they ever see each other in real life.
that's awesome.
So-
Also, Ellen Griswold is the most caring and understanding wife of all time. She has the patience of Lois Griffin.
That's actually a solid comparison.
Yeah,
Solid comparison.
because I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna say it right now. Clark Griswold's an asshole. I'm gonna say it. Like
Okay.
I find him to be exceptionally unlikable.
In what way?
He's condescending. He is demanding, and it's his way or no way.
I can't tell if you're talking about Chevy Chase or you're talking about Clark Griswold.
I know. He's also childish, and I just don't find him likable. Like, I know that
That's
I would
fair.
not be friends with Clark Griswold,
That's absolutely fair.
but
I mean,
but Chevy Chase kills it in the role.
he in every movie, as you say, he starts off wanting so much, having his expectations are so high, everything goes wrong, and he has his meltdown at some point in the movie. And I think this one in this movie is probably his most great meltdown because it's
oh my
Christmas. It's Christmas related, and he's saying it to his family, which like not just the kids and Ellen, but his parents-in-laws. It is hysterical when he goes off.
And the best is, I watched it on TBS, and it's not very edited. Like, they were able to say a lot of it because it's filled with a lot
I
of.
think TBS has also kind of
It's cable-ish.
lowered their standards a little.
But it's funny because a lot of those phrases were phrases you heard in like other, like floor flushing.
Yeah.
Like some of those. I pretty sure I heard that in Home Alone.
Probably.
It's like, what's a floor flushing whatever? Like, it's funny. You hear so much slang or terms. Like, I remember Egon Spangler says to Walter Peck, "Your mother."
Yeah.
And I
Your
was like-
mother, and you're like, was he saying something else along with that?
Is she behind him? Like,
Yeah.
your mother. Oh, there she is. Yeah.
Love that scene.
That was a great scene. But the tirade he goes on, and I will say, as much as I don't like Clark Griswold, I do enjoy, like, he's great in the role.
See, I also feel like in this one, a lot of it was not his fault.
How so?
in terms of everything that went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I just think a lot of it was not his fault in this movie. In other movies, I think it's his fault.
I think
in
yeah.
this one, it was a combination of just everything else going on.
I will agree that he's much more likable in this movie because he is, again, doing everything for his family. And God, I would be miserable in this situation. Oh my God, I'd be terrible. I would be the worst person to have in this situation. Like, get out of the house. Just get out of the house. I could barely handle hanging out with like people for 2 hours at my house, and I'm like, Zack Snyder's Justice League was a struggle for me.
Oh, really?
Well, we had to record afterwards,
That's right.
and I was like, oh,
God,
love you all, get out. But for me, like Clark and Ellen, not only do they have a great relationship, but they also complement each other just so much.
Yeah.
You want to keep going down the cast
Yeah.
list?
So the fun thing about all the vacation movies is that the kids, same kids, Rusty and Audrey, but in each movie they are played by different people.
Right.
So in this movie, Juliette Lewis is Audrey Griswold, and
Underrated actress.
underrated actress. You
Yeah.
know, big. She was just starting. I think this was one of her first.
Oh yeah,
roles.
probably.
And then Johnny Galecki as Russ D. Griswold, and then we all know Johnny Galecki, Big Bang Theory.
All right, who'd win in a fight?
Yes.
Johnny Galecki's Russ Griswold or Anthony Michael Hall's
Anthony
Russ?
Michael Hall's Russ.
You think so? I think Johnny
think
Galecki
Anthony
has a little bit more size on him in this.
He's no. See, this is another fun thing about the fact is because if you look at the first movie, Rusty's probably like 14,
Yeah, the age is all over
and
the
then
place.
in the next movie he might be the same age, but the kid is like 6 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one, I don't know how old he is, but he's short,
Right.
Because Johnny Galecki's not the tallest guy in the world.
Also, it's funny because this is the first of the series that I saw.
yeah.
So for
I
me,
think for me too.
For me, Johnny Galecki's my Rusty.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Rusty.
My Rusty.
Gotta get you a shirt, my Rusty.
Yeah, that's my Rusty.
All right, so then we've got the parents, John Randolph as Clark Griswold Sr., Diane Ladd as his wife, Nora, E.G. Marshall as Art Smith, Alan's father, and
another
Doris Roberts as Frances Smith.
I know. I love Doris Roberts.
Oh, Doris Roberts, I mean, everybody loves Raymond. I was not a huge Everybody Loves Raymond fan, but she was just...
Grandma's boy.
Well, Grandma's boy, yes.
I can hear my hair growing.
God, that movie's... We have never talked about that movie either.
We would be able to talk about that movie for like 3 days.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then we have Miriam Flynn and Randy Quaid returning as Catherine and Eddie Johnson, Ellen's cousins.
Oh my God! Everybody has. So I find Eddie to be one of the more relatable characters
Really?
because we all know somebody like Eddie. We all have a person in our lives that you think that can remind you of Eddie.
All right. Sure.
I hope Ronnie's not listening
I
to
was
that.
about to say, like, who are you talking about?
But oh God, Eddie is he's the worst character. I'll say, but he's also like got a weird heart of
Well,
gold.
the funny thing is, if you watch the first movie, it is like pretty nasty. Like, I mean, there's like incest mentioned in that first movie, like where like the daughter goes like, "I'm a great kisser," and she goes, "How do you know?" She's like, "Dad said I was the best."
Ew.
Yeah, but then they turn him into like this lovable doofus. So it's to see how the movies have progressed, where they go from the first movie where it's a little like, okay, did they really go there, to okay, this guy's just a lovable idiot, and it's even more so in the fourth movie where he's just stupid.
Yeah.
But and then just a few more cast notes: a young Julia Louis-Dreyfus, but pre-Seinfeld, plays the next door neighbor, one of the like yuppie types who are you just absolutely despise.
Oh, the worst.
And Brian Doyle Murray as Frank Shirley, Clark's boss, the older brother of Bill Murray.
So I did look this up while Sean was going, but so Frank ultimately decides to reinstate the bonuses, with Clark getting a bonus equal to last year's amount plus 20% as compensation.
Nice.
So I'm assuming they did have
I'm
bonuses
sure
in
he's had.
past years.
I think he even mentions the boss at some point. Says, "Yeah, this year I decided not to give bonuses," insinuating he's given bonuses in the past. But
Yeah, that would suck. Well,
I wish I worked for a place that actually gave a Christmas bonus.
Yeah, but
I
it's
don't even
funny.
think those exist anymore.
It depends on where you work.
Probably
I get a little holiday thing at the end of the year, a little something something. But
a little gift from Santa.
yeah, a little gift from Santa. Post-traumatic stress. But anyway, so it's funny because like you look at like the corporate greed type mentality, and the fact is, like, I'm sure Clark does very well for himself. He's got a beautiful home,
Beautiful home in the suburbs of Chicago.
But also, this is in the 80s when a mortgage was 18 cents a year, right?
Yeah.
When mortgages were so cheap and you could buy, like, she doesn't work.
No.
She-
Well, look
she-
at
she's a
Home
housewife.
Alone.
Well,
which we all still believe that the father must have worked for the mob or
that's
something.
like the big
That's
theory.
the big theory.
But apparently, they think they allude to what he does, but then they say that the mom does some sort of like clothing business. That's why she had all the mannequins and stuff. Yeah.
When did they say that?
No, that's just a theory.
Oh, it's a theory.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, in the movie, did they ever mention that?
No, they never. But that's why she had all that stuff. Yeah. But they never say.
That house must have had, what, like 8 rooms to have all those people in there at one time?
God. And still the best scene in the entire franchise is in the second movie, where they have a penthouse at the Plaza Hotel, and Fuller's got the whole bed to himself with all the Coke cans around him.
Should have had a pee stain around him. I think it would have been funnier.
I think that would have been too much. Because I think he also plays up the idea that he wets the bed.
Yeah, that's
Fuller's a sociopath. Kevin McAllister's a sociopath.
true. Obviously.
He could have called the police at any time.
Could have.
Could have. Didn't. Wanted those people to die.
But he probably felt like the police weren't going to be able to do their jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who'd win in a fight? Kevin McAllister from Home Alone 2 or any of the other Home Alone characters?
Why Home Alone 2, not Home Alone?
Because he throws bricks at a dude. That's his first thing that he does. They won't show that on ABC Family.
I know. I have to watch that Disney Plus. I was cracking up the whole time.
Oh, it's still hilarious.
Oh.
But he wanted that. Somebody did like a
I
kill
love how
count.
that's too much.
That's too much. But
But
Harry's head gets.
electrocuting guys, lighting guys' heads on fire, knocking them down 3 stories in a building. I mean, that's okay.
Yeah.
But the bricks,
Too
that's
real.
just
Too real.
too real.
Too real.
Sure, guys. Sure.
But what are some memorable scenes from this movie for you?
Oh, okay. Well, the opening scene I think is great when they are going to find the Christmas tree and they end up at a Christmas tree lot. But no, that's not good enough for Clark. He has to take his family and trek them into the woods of God knows where in Illinois. They find this huge tree, and then Rusty with the line, "Dad, did you bring a saw?" And they uproot this tree, which is impossible, and but it's like hanging over their car and stuff like that. That was funny.
Real tree or fake tree for you? We do.
I have a fake tree, but I would love to go back to doing a real tree.
We do the fake tree.
It's easy.
Yeah, it's so easy.
It's so easy. I'm not going to deny that.
Also,
but I just
our,
think
our
something.
cat's psychotic.
Well, every cat is, like that. But I would like to, especially when I have kids, maybe at least for the first couple years when they're, toddler age, take them and get a real tree, cut it down. That, experience. I liked doing that when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I liked having the saw and sawing the tree and that stuff. But I understand, why people go to the fake tree. It's easy. It's, the lights are already on the tree. It's
Awesome.
just
It's so nice.
it's there in your house. It's you don't have to go out into the cold weather to get it. I get it, but I would like to try and do a real tree at some point.
Yeah.
Again,
I always like the light scene when like he's trying to put them on, and then of course his wife, eventually she figures it out because that is what. She's like the best wife in that situation where she does. We see as the audience like she flicks the switch and turns it on, and he's like, "Yeah, I did," and she's like, "Yeah, you did, buddy. Good for you, Peter."
I always love when they have the overhead shot of the house when the lights are on, and you could see the whole rest of Chicago, the lights going out.
It's a beacon to space.
Oh my god, that one's good. The sledding scene, I think, it's so stupid, but it's funny. I mean, he's got this whatever spray he's got from his job.
The non-stick pan stuff.
Pans, and he just it's going like
rocket ship.
80 miles an hour, down the hill.
Did you ever see Snow Day?
Oh yeah, they're remaking that. Did you know that?
Stupid. That's stupid. I'm not a fan. But anyway.
Literally, not even like a follow-up. It's a remake.
Dumb.
On Nickelodeon.
Anyway, I actually do enjoy that movie.
It's funny. It's one of those movies you look back on going like, oh, I remembered that movie. It was fun.
But Chevy Chase is in it, and he sleds in that movie.
Yeah.
Dressed as a snowman. And he gets pushed too hard.
Pushed too hard.
Yep. That's another movie that I think is... it was a product of its times, but Nickelodeon went through a stretch where they were trying to make original original idea movies.
That and Harriet the Spy were like the only live action.
Clock Stoppers.
Oh, that's right. Didn't Jonathan Frakes direct that?
Maybe.
I think
that's a movie I actually really enjoy.
Stoppers, yeah.
I do enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
It's
I saw it when it first came out. I don't think I've seen it since.
I've seen it a few times, mostly because I forget the name of the girl in it, but oh my Lanta. Woof. Yeah.
Snow Day was a good one. I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed that movie too. And it follows its tropes and all that stuff.
It's predictable.
I can't believe that somebody had to explain to me that you couldn't just unplow snow. But okay, that's a thing. That's how we get our second snow day. What if it just snows 2 days in a row? Not really too sure what the logic was there, but and then of course Chris Elliott as creepy Chris Elliott.
I can't remember. Oh, the brother from
You got this.
What's
Drake
the
and Josh?
iCarly?
Yeah, Drake and Josh.
No.
No.
The brother on iCarly, the one that plays like the crazy guy.
Yeah.
He's the Chris Elliott now in the Snow Day remake.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it.
You'll watch it?
I'll watch it.
All right.
And then we'll talk about it. But for me, you know what scene I always think about in this movie? When he goes Christmas shopping for his wife. And
She's
we're,
showing him the
we're going to talk about Clark Griswold in a minute. But
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my God. Like he can't help himself.
No.
He's not subtle. And she knows it. She got
She
him.
knows.
She locked him in. And he keeps, it's just a slip of the tongue. I can't.
So, fun fact on this
yes.
movie. So, Christmas Vacation was originated from a short story by John Hughes called Christmas 59. Now, John Hughes also wrote the story that inspired the original Vacation. So, with this one, the first director that was hired for this movie, Chris Columbus.
Really?
Yeah, but he did not have a good working relationship with Chevy Chase. He actually even said on the movies, was it that movie documentary on Netflix, The Movies We Love, when he did Home Alone, he goes, I hated him. He was just he was an a-hole to me.
Yeah,
So
it's
he was like,
unfortunate.
he contacted John Hughes, was like, I can't do this. And John Hughes is like, well, you're very talented, so he got the Home Alone script
Oh, that's awesome.
instead.
So because
So-
Chevy Chase was a terrible person,
He directed Home Alone and
You
probably
hear-
made his career by
you
doing
hear
that.
horror stories
You
about
do.
Chevy Chase,
Well,
which is
look at Community. The
Oh,
show.
God, yeah, they
I
can't-
mean, Donald Glover and all them, they can't stand him.
Yeah.
Like, they keep talking about doing another show or a movie, and they don't want any part of him.
yeah.
to be
I
honest.
think they're doing the movie officially.
But yeah, I don't think he's involved.
No, not even a little.
Even, I can't figure out his SNL ties. Like, I know him and Bill Murray were not fans of each other, but I think him and Dan Aykroyd are friends. It's weird. He's a weird guy.
You hear a lot of stories about how egotistical he is, and
He's
just
a weird guy.
just not a nice. Like he's
Yeah.
almost like a diva.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we'll see, but
Yeah, I don't know. But
he's funny. I'm not denying that, and I will watch Caddyshack. I'll watch these movies,
Oh, yeah.
Spies Like Us. I think he's funny.
Hot Tub Time Machine.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Hot Tub Time Machine. But anything else about this movie before we take a quick break?
I think that's it. Something will probably come to me as we're on the break. But,
That's fine.
I think so. We will be back.
Do you want to do a Star City rating for this one though?
Oh,
really
sure.
quick.
How about you go first?
I'm gonna give it a 4. It's a 4 when it's Christmas time. It's a 3
like
outside of Christmas time. Yeah, if
I get that. I'm just gonna say it's a 3.5.
that's fair. That's totally fair.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie outside of Christmas time.
It's never on.
It's not on, and then
and it's never a movie that I'm.
and I don't own it actually. So
Really, that's kind of
I
surprising.
did when it was like on video, but then never
Second-
transferred it to the DVD collection.
Second reference to video. So what are we talking about when we come back? Just
I was going to talk a little bit about the other 3 movies in the franchise. Not too crazy, just how they rank with this one, and we'll go from there. So we will be right back after these messages.
Hey guys, it's Paul, and the Misfit Faction is looking for your help. We are trying to grow not only our network, but also grow our brands, and the best way to do that is if you guys are looking to start your very own podcast. Maybe you guys have been listening to us for a while. Maybe it's something you guys have always wanted to do, but you're not sure how to get started. If you go to podbean.com/misfitfaction, you guys will get a month of free podcasting set as a gift from us. So make sure if you guys are looking to start your own show, you reach out to us and go to podbean.com/misfitfaction. Also, maybe you guys have your own online business or service that you're always looking to grow, and advertising is a very big part of that. If you guys go to sponsorship.podbean.com/misfitfaction, you guys can get $100 worth of free advertising, again, as a thank you from us to you guys. That's sponsorship.podbean.com/misfitfaction.
And we're back, and we're just going to do a little talking about the other 3, maybe 4 movies in the franchise. We haven't decided yet if we're going to talk about the newer one. But Paul, what are your thoughts on the original National Lampoon's Vacation?
It's good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In all honesty, I mean, you got Harold Ramis in the director's chair, so that's automatically going to put it up a different level. But in all honesty, I like, obviously Wally World is something that's iconic. Everybody talks about, we made it to Wally World, kids. It's the whole premise behind Tiny Toon's Adventure with Happy World Land. Like it's
love that.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation to have. But again, it's something that's just, everybody remembers it. Like the scene of them driving on the road and he's checking out things have been parodied to death from that movie.
The Christy Brinkley, you got the obviously Happy World Land. Wally World
I ruined it for you.
did it for me, man.
Is this the movie where he goes swimming with her?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about why Clark Griswold's the worst person ever. In the very first movie, the first time you meet him, he literally is about to cheat on his wife with a girl in the pool in front of the room that they're staying in.
Yeah.
What? This is crazy. This is crazy. All right? That's what he says.
Yeah.
Not a single ounce of hesitation otherwise.
A little hesitation.
Not a whole lot.
Not a lot,
though.
but there's a little hesitation.
Not a whole
I mean,
lot.
this is crazy. This is hesitation.
Mild.
Mild
Very
hesitation.
mild. But the balls on this guy, that if his wife just opened the curtain,
A lot of shrinkage too, because that water was cold.
it looks cold.
Yeah.
It looks cold. But yeah, I found him to be the most unlikable in this movie.
I believe it.
He's literally ready to fool
The
around
minute
with this
things
chick.
go to crap, he's ready to I'm out.
Yep. Angry, just terrible person. But of course, does he have a police record? I feel like he should have a police record.
He freaking killed a dog.
Yeah, and then the Wally World thing. SWAT
No,
shows
because
up.
he talked himself out of the Wally World thing.
And I guess he talked himself out of the Christmas vacation one where the
that.
SWAT shows up and they all just kind of hang out.
Because his boss, everybody decided his boss was the one, his fault on that. He's, hey man, you cut the bonuses.
Still kidnapping. Yeah.
Yeah. I love the best I thought was so in the end of vacation when they get to Wally World and the park is closed. I mean, that is just today that couldn't happen, obviously, because, with the way, internet and social media, you would know
That
a park is closed before you got there. That, I thought that was so brilliant. And just his meltdown was just like, they owe us. We drove here 2 weeks. They owe us all this fun. And he hijacks the park.
Yes.
It's so ridiculous, but it's great. They go on the rides. He kidnaps John Candy, who, it's a 10-minute role, but he's freaking hilarious.
Oh, he's so
It's
good
like,
at it.
Rusty, may I call you Rusty? Has your dad killed anyone before? And he goes, well, just a dog. And my Aunt Edna. And Chevy Chase goes, you can't prove that, Rusty. it's just so great.
Do you think you could survive a 2-week car ride? No.
Well, okay. First of all, with the way my jobs are, I couldn't take 2 weeks to do anything. It's just
I'm really glad in this hypothetical situation you went realistic.
I could do it. If you planned it out like he did, where it's like, okay, we're going to stop here, we're going to stop there, we want to see these different landmarks before we get to California. It's not a horrible idea. It's just everything freaking went wrong. The scene where they get off the main road and they he drives off, into Monument Valley and destroys the car. That's a great scene. And he goes wandering and and no one knows where he is. That was fun.
For me, I always tell Melanie I want a nice RV when I retire, something really nice, and she's like, no. And I was like, but we could do a cross country road trip, and she says, I wouldn't mind doing a cross country road trip, but you're not buying an RV. I was like, but she's like, nope.
What's she got against RVs?
I don't know. I really also, or one of those bigger passenger vans that go really high, and you convert it. That's a whole big thing. People convert school buses now. You can see some weird.
It's crazy.
Yeah, people can be very creative.
Yeah.
But European vacation, because we're not going to talk too much about
least favorite of all of them.
I would agree, but
I actually watched it not too long ago, and there are some funny moments, but it's just it's just too much. Just not. It's nowhere near the first one at all.
It's funny when I think Pig in a Poke, I think Supernatural. Not because there's the episode Mystery Spot where he keeps repeating the same day over and over again, and the breakfast is, hey, Pig in a Poke. Yep, and that's just Jensen Ackles being adorable.
Again, it's like you win this trip to England from a game show, and it's the worst possible trip you could ever win. The hotel is garbage. What to do? They have nothing is planned right, and it's just.
It reminds me of when we went to Myrtle Beach earlier this year.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say. I had a good time in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, no, not you and me. Me and my wife, you weirdo.
We never talk about that.
Yeah, we're never going to talk about that trip. Wink, wink. But we went and we got a great deal just because we also had to listen to their timeshare presentation for an hour. And then
an hour. Oof.
I know, right? But they put us in the shittiest hotel, and it was just a nightmare. I was like, "You're trying to sell me right now," and we had to change rooms because
I've heard this story.
It was a gross story, but neither here nor there. And it makes me think. Now when I watch European Vacation, that's what I think, and I'm like,
I think I don't know if it's the funniest moment, but I think the most iconic moment of European Vacation is when he backs into Stonehenge and knocks the whole thing down.
Yep.
Which, I mean, for someone who's been to Stonehenge, you couldn't get your car that close to Stonehenge
No.
at all. I mean, I can't speak for what it was in the 80s, but it's a great scene.
there are no rules.
There's no rules in the 80s.
And then we got Vegas Vacation.
Vegas Vacation, just
there.
there. I mean, it was just kind of, again, a couple funny moments, but just nothing. Just didn't have the same
Ironically,
electricity.
Melanie got the same timeshare offer to go to Vegas for 4 days, 3 days.
You going?
No,
Why not?
because they put us in a shitty hotel the last time, and we don't want to hear the presentation again. But also, I think it was like $170
That's not bad.
for 4 days, 3 nights, or whatever it is.
$170 a night, $170 for all the nights.
All the nights. Yeah, I know. I debated it. But
Because there's things to do in Vegas if you
there's
don't,
plenty
even
of
if you
it.
don't want to.
I've never been.
It's fun. It's not some place you can be for more than 3 days, in my opinion.
So when we actually bought like the trial timeshare, that Vegas was one of the choices, and Melanie goes, "There's nothing you can do. You can't do Vegas for 7 days.
Nah.
It's a lot.
You could do things outside of Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can rent a car and go to Hoover Dam. You can go to the desert. Why you'd want to do that, I don't know.
Go to the desert.
It's only like I think it's only like a 4-hour drive from Anaheim or LA or something like that. So it's not like out of the world. You could go there, but hey.
Hey, you're out of this world, Sean.
So yeah, do we want to? I've never seen it. You've only seen the first 10 minutes. There's really not much to talk about the new Vacation from 2015.
Yeah, so they try to do it and just
fell on its face.
yeah. So, but eventually we will. If we ever do like the whole series, we'll watch the new one and just be miserable.
But so it's funny when I think if you ask any true fans of the Vacation series or just any fans of movies, comedy movies, and you ask them what your favorite vacation movie was, I would honestly, I would be shocked if it was around 50-50 on between the first one and Christmas Vacation.
I can see that.
I think Christmas Vacation has become, you could say maybe it's become the most popular of the series because of just where it's about, Christmas time. But
It's the oversaturation.
yeah, maybe. But for me, I still think the first one is the better movie. But I definitely understand why more people might like this one just because, again, it's a holiday film. It's fun to watch at this time.
And they'll show it a lot more.
show it a lot more.
I rarely see Vacation on TV.
And honestly, even when you see it on TV, it's not much is cut from this one. Because, again, it was PG-13, so you really didn't have to cut much from this movie.
80s PG-13.
Yeah, late 80s. Mm-hmm. So this was fun.
Want to do Fan Feedback Friday?
Oh, that's right. We had a good one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, you always have a good one. I'm not, I didn't mean to insinuate that,
No, I appreciate it. So what is a movie you never get tired of watching?
This is a tough one.
Yeah, this was a tough one because I only picked one. And then other people,
too many.
producer Melody, picked a bunch. Ghostbusters, Old School, San Andreas, Disturbia. All right, Mike. Robin Hood Men in Tights, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, A League of Their Own, Grease 2. Producer Melanie. Rob says Back to the Future. Solid choice, Rob.
That's on
and
my
then
list.
Bungo, Stray Dogs, Dead Apple, Corpse Bride, and Edward Scissorhands.
So yeah, I was like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, Back to the Future, Ghostbusters. I mean, there was a bunch for me, so it was hard for me to think of something.
But you know what? You just mentioned a few, so I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you. What about your Ghostbusters? That's right. You
Yeah,
put that.
Ghostbusters. Or Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I love that movie.
You watch that like you like. So when you say never get tired of, like you just you could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna watch Honey I Shrunk the Kids. Doesn't
I can put it on right
falter.
now. I can put it on right now.
Good.
Put it on right now. Be happy.
Awesome.
Yep.
So that's about it.
That is about it.
That is about it. So what do you got? What do you got to say? You usually say something at the end of the episode.
If you guys want more of our
There
content,
you go.
Sorry, I wasn't sure where this was going. I went through every podcast episode I ever did. If you guys are looking for more of our content, you can go to our website, themisfitfaction.com. There you'll find links to not only this show, but our other shows like Cinematic Adventures, which is this show. I did it again. Multiverse Fancast and MF Uncensored. You can also find us on social media. Type in Misfit Faction, and odds are you'll find us. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, so make sure you guys check us out wherever you find your social entertainment values.
There you go. So we are about 2 weeks away from Christmas, and we haven't decided yet. We may have another Christmas episode for you next week. We may not. Who knows? Tune in and find out.
Definitely not us. We don't know.
We don't know. Come on, man. If you guys haven't figured out by now, we're doing this on the spur of the moment.
Merry Christmas. You want to talk about Transformers?
Sure. And so everybody out there has a good rest of your day. As always, I'm Sean.
And I'm Paul.
Have a good one.